Chodan soji chodamba, chanchu padu dharmi chapsuchi, daki chenyangi pesonangi, trolapanchi sangye drupasho. Chodan soji chodamba, chanchu padu dharmi chapsuchi, daki chenyangi pesonangi, trolapanchi sangye drupasho.
I don't like everything. Forget. She was getting old. But he's older than me.
Nobody believes that.
I need to focus.
Yeah, your hair, your color. Yeah. We'll stop at CVS. Just for llamas.
Yeah, I'm making it to 107.
All things are like images found in a mirror, and yet we imagine they are real, very real. All things are like mist or like clouds on a mountain, yet we imagine they are stable and firm. Our foe, our insistence on ego identities, truly our own, which we wish was secure, and our butcher, the selfish concern for ourselves. Like all things, these appear to be truly existent, though they never have been truly existent at all.
다 집어야 돼. 간지 맞은 데 말해서 다고 다 나오면 이제 저거 말해, 내가 저거 말해 저기 다 되겠지. 이세고 다 집어로 간가.
Okay, so this one also the almost the same with stanza 106. It shows now some now things are not truly exist. It's like just find the image in the mirror. So this is.
아니 리가 좀 받으도 다 그다 막 예쳐줘도 내쳐줘이마다 다 되네 간지 맞은다 다 받는 게 말해서.
Yeah, so it's like images found in the mirror. Also the clouds in the mountains. Within a small condition, it would disappear. Yeah, they are not as real as we perceive or we project.
So next two verses?
Yeah.
108, 109. Although they appear to be concrete and real, they have never been real any time, anywhere. They're not things we should burn with ultimate value, nor should we deny them with relative truth. As our grasping for egos and love for ourselves lack substantial foundations with true independence, how can they yield acts that exist by themselves? And then how can this cruel, vicious circle of suffering, the fruit of these actions, be real from its core? Although all things thus lack inherent existence, yet just as the face of the moon can be seen in a cup of clear water reflecting its image, the various aspects of cause and effect appear in this relative world as reflections. So please, in this world of appearances only, let's always be sure what we do is of virtue, and shun all those acts that would cause us great pain.
This is not written, this is commentary.
Yeah, almost like commentary. It's very sort of easy to understand. Yeah, that's compared to to the writing in Tibetan. In Tibetan is more like a pointful.
Yeah.
Poetical. So. Poetic. Yeah.
다 간데 다 대화로잖아. 다 간에 축 담주 나다 맞춰봐 여와이나. 아니 레진데도. 아니 대화도 좀 냐아서까지 대결해서 이거말에 와서 다 걱정을 하는 거죠.
So there's a small argument showing the intervention because if all phenomena are interdependent origin and so not truly exist or not real, showing that, and then the one question would arise is also then how about law and causality? So it's not real. So this is the question.
아니 동아다 동아 영화보다 대화다 대화 영화보다 같이 대결했고 또 뱉어봤어 이거는.
If the every phenomena is just merely labeled or merely named on it, so how do you describe the suffering and the person who suffer or the happiness who are enjoying the happiness?
뭐다 대 나눠지 맞춰봐야 때나 차셔나 아니 다외 나라 주면 치나 첫 당하시 이거나 다 다외 주니 다와문이 요마데나 또 뭐나 다외 주니 다와문 오지 또 맞은 통원이 뭐 다니 딱 도에서 와서 간지 끝부터 단담다 내가 나가 끝부터 다니 좋다 그래서
This is they didn't tell me about it because this is 대화 영화보다 동의도 영화보다 더 잠재스 대화말이스
다 다니 됐다 나서 대결해서 다니 다니 대결해서
네
치나가 다와셔 놓지 됐다 또 치나가 또 다와는 셔거든 미니 또 저요마다 이나다 너도 뭐 통고에 와서
the Tibetan lost
Okay. 다 간지만 해로 간지 나와다 맞춰봐 있나요? 다 다니에 잠도 다 대결해서 그것도 뭐 동안 영화 보나 아니 다
because that's in two different levels, conventional and automative. The conventional, though it's only label and phenomena, but conventional is sort of real, it's sort of there, but used the automative, with the automative theory, there's not truly exist. But conventional is there like a moon reflection in the water, but you can see the moon, but it's not the real moon.
빼나 다들 190개 다 빼라고 빼나 대결돼 대비 빼라고 그랬죠.
So 109 is just an example to prove this relation between conventional and automative.
So R100,
109 but US
R110.
We are 100.
We already read 100.
Yeah, no, 100.
로사는 물론 로사
Not so much.
가비면 로지
When our body is stretching horrible. Not my remember doing my So we have to read 110.
Okay. When our bodies are charred in a horrible nightmare by the whirlwind flames of a stellar explosion, although this ordeal is not actually happening, we nevertheless feel great terror and screaming. In similar fashion, unfortunate rebirths and hells or its ghosts are not actually real. Yet we can fully experience their pain, thus fearing such suffering as burning alive. We must cease all these actions to heal this result.
대단하던 삼성한테 밀림라야 밀림 신학하고 들으려고 소소 매게 들려고 또 청진하고 밀림 얘네 신학이 나도 다 등하고 믹스해가지고 이것도 왔어.
Yes. There's an example. Usually that happens in our life. Sometimes we have a horrible nightmare and we dreamed we burn fire or we are in terrible situation and that's wake us up.
딱 가지 문에도 말돼 나다 이거 금방 집어들어놔도 딱 미남 신학 서울나서 또 뭐대거든 이것도 왔어.
So even though it's not real, but we have to, sometimes we have to scream or cry due to having a nightmare.
밀림 두자기거든 나도 생각 맞아 이거.
Yeah, due to having a nightmare that which cause us to be, sad or to be sad so much.
근데 다 뭐가 다 장군 맞춰봐야 돼 약간지. 다 대화 영어 보나 아니 동아 영어 보.
So it's like that's the example to describe the suffering we're having or the happiness. The person who experience happiness or experience suffering is like just like a nightmare. It's not true existence, but still you got a kind of experience. So same theory towards the higher realm, lower realms. It's there, but it's not truly exist. But still, you can experience conventionally. Conventionally, conventionally.
Does a rebirth in the lower realms exist conventionally in the same way that rebirth in the human realm exists conventionally? Or is it a difference?
Quintudo da Gigo da Gassade, Mirusona Kiva de was a Miller Kiva which is Gibberish, Gidon of Gibberish, Gibbon of Gibberish. So the way of birth probably the different because they don't birth as a way we are like have two parents or something like that. But it's not womb birth. But the birth to gain a birth is the same. To exist mean like to birth and to have a exist the same. But the way having birth is different.
It's not more or less real than this human realm birth.
I see. The 미드가 원래 통해 준다 지로 저도 니와는 된다니까 덴바든지 된다 디어베스
되게 통하고 그게 통했다는 말이죠. 강사 소소를 하는 게 나와야 되는 좀
So because it's merely depend on individual's experience, because your experience as a gaining a human rebirth as a real, and the person who rebirth as Harem, he will experience the same way as you feel the real as you feel the real as a human rebirth. So that's the many individual consciousness experience of the individual consciousness. So it's like all like nightmare. In nightmare, we dream really some horrible situation, terrible situation. But you cannot point these terrible situations there. But still, the person who had a nightmare experienced all of this suffering. It's really hard to point out this is high realm, this is certain realm, but it's entirely dependent on individual experience.
I think we skipped another number.
Yes.
You're on Zepe Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 109 for you, it's 111 for us.
We gained one.
We gained another one.
We finished at 119.
What?
Yeah, we gained now.
We finished at 119. I believe actually you finish at 117.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 2 ahead of you now, not just 1.
How can come?
We're racing.
I think because they added so much commentary, I think they made extra verses so they weren't too long.
Yeah.
It's like a math collage.
So 111.
Okay.
When our minds are delirious, burning with fever, although there's no darkness to feel, we are plummeting further and further into a black pit. With the walls pressing closer, the deeper we fall. In similar fashion, although our ignorance backs up existence, we nevertheless must by all means break out of its strength and constriction by putting the 3 kinds of wisdom to use.
근데 여자다 그래. 나도 차원나 되고 그라 지금 자기 나사를 취지했지. 소소지 사장 문화들 뭐 상도요. 다 신앙 거에서 왔어. 다음에 하고 있어. 간제 샘천이 나사가 샘천이 아마도 양아도 샘천이 치바르고 나네 이마도 그거 막 세고 잘 오고 왔어.
Yes, that's showing example when some people get a strong fever and they will think they have a delusion that they are in the top of the
사비는 샘천이.
other century coming.
다 지금 저도 문화만 상도로
Or they fall in the darkness, cannot get up any deeper. And also, when some people get jaundice problem, and then they see the wrong color, they see the wrong color of the tree or sun.
다 들어 다 가지 남라 나 초월이 나 초월이 좋아. 나게 요래스. 다 나와나지 가지 말이 배 도시에는 나 나지 몇 발이나 양 아니 두서 거든지 싫어지 다 냠이 제와 냠이 제네 간제 소소로 강한 동아 땡이 나도 말이 받은 여와 제 고려해서
So that's you could get this sort of reflection, but the reflection, the actual object is not true, but you still can get such reflection. So then they start. I advise you try to engage in hearing and contemplating and meditation to destroy all those terrible reflections.
간제 요일 같은 거 맞춰버리면 간제 다 동반에도 상식을 생겨서 다 공부를 너무 제거를 해서
So that's all projection on your consciousness was not true. So you have to not true. So that's encourage you to practice wisdom and method.
안 되지네. 다 what
112.
112.
Look, 102.
Maybe true. They most of them they talk about
Emptiness.
emptiness.
When musicians are playing beautiful melodies, should we examine the sound they are making, we would see that it does not exist by itself. But when we're not making our formal analysis, still there's a beautiful tune to be heard, which is merely available on notes and on players, and that's why the music is enlightening to hearts. When we closely examine effects and their causes, we see that both lack inherent existence. They can't stand alone, either whole or apart, yet there seems to exist independently arising and falling events which in fact are conditioned by various forces, components, and parts. It is this very level on which we experience birth and our death and whatever life brings. So please, in this world of appearances only, let's always be sure we can do the virtue and shun all those acts that would cause us great pain.
어디 단대 주말에 간제 가도 단대 게임하대. 다바들까지 이제 때문에 뭐 초가 발전이 저러면서 그것도 아이 권하는 좀 말했어요.
So all that sound of bell or music, all are dependent on each parts or each factors to become exist, to become a beautiful sound or to become sound is depend on many different parts, not solely within one part can complete this sound of music.
근데 다 주니 좀 되게 다 간제마지 레당 저거다 대화도 등하세요. 봤다 시에나 다 랑이 투가 요마데 가지 맨나양 다 나도 대화 용어도 누가 요약이 다니게 될거를 해서
So even though use this same theory, look at the causality, the negative action or positive action or happiness and suffering. These all are, many label on them. It's not inherently exist by themselves, but still you have to experience it. That so, So that's very true. We all are experiencing happiness and suffering.
So that later what I teach. Then it Sholoka 14.
14.
10 years. 14 years.
When a vase has been filled by the dripping water, the first drops themselves did not fill it alone, nor was it made full by the last several drops. It was filled by an interdependent collection of causes and forces that came all together, the water, the core, the vase, and such things. It's precisely the same when we come to experience pleasure and pain. The results of our past effects never come from the first causal actions, nor do they arise from the last several acts. Both pleasure and pain come from interdependent collections of forces and causes combined. So please, in this world of appearances only, let's always be sure what we do is of virtue, and shun all those acts that would cause us great pain.
어디에 다 범안이나 치료가이나 감나 치료나 그다 치 담보도 강한 말 이바가 강한 말 쓰마 담보니 다 차선 넘어가는 강한 말까지 다 이게 때리셔 보더라.
Yeah. That's all shows interdependent origination. Like you pull a water in your vase, you pull certain amounts in order to fill it up, but you cannot fill it with just one amount. You cannot fill gradually, little bit amount in filling, eventually you get full. So that's all shows interdependent origination or interdependent arising. Yeah.
Even with tea, the fire. If tea is boiling, not fast fire, much thicker fire, not that fire. All the fires together there, what's good, no?
So you cannot, when you make a tea, you cannot point out to say that, this part of the fire make this tea, to make this tea boiling. You're all together, should be all together,
그때도 지금 딱 나도 누가 냐와야나 누가 세야 돼. 아, 지키지 돈보 지키지 니바디 냐 말해서 가지. 제도 뒤에 가서 초발하더니 누가 냐 그러더라고.
So similarly, with the suffering, that's the cause of suffering. You cannot see this part or this frustration or this moment of cause make us to be suffering, to suffer. So all those cause and condition together become ripe, and then we experience the suffering.
Okay, the next one. I'm the 14 now.
When not making formal dissections of logic, merely letting life's happenings flow freely on, although we experience feelings of pleasure, and ultimate truth is appearance of happiness lacks self-existence inherently real. And yet, on the everyday operating level, this seeming appearance has relative truth. To understand fully this profound meaning, for slow-minded persons, alas, it would be hard.
다 저기 중앙도 치워대. 다 야보라 다 너는 가오치도 나와 그랬어요. 나와 이제 나도 좀 맞춰봐 이나야. 다 이거 연습 좀 보랬어. 중앙 그치 뭐 내가 좀 보랬어. 이나야. 다 손놈다. 지금 봐. 마와 된대나. 누가 하고 말했어. 다 똑같이 가고 그랬어.
All right. So this is a really wonderful teaching of Buddha of interdependent origination and theory of Shuyanta, because for person who can actually experience the Shuyanta should requires a lot of merits to experience it, but for just ordinary being, really hard to understand such wonderful theory. So,
그래서 또반년라 단년라 싫어지면 포함되어서 가지다. 니콜라 지금 양년도 이렇게 맹해라지 또반이 때문에나 또 걔게 요사 말해서 지금 가래.
통화 중수, 이월 쟁기스로. 통화.
디바사로 그러세요.
If when somebody to access the theory of Shuyanta, and due to the lack of merits or due to lack of knowledge, I could say, once they heard about theory of Shuyanta, they would gain a rebirth as a Harian because they got a wrong view of Shuyanta, because there's no such pain, no truth, so he would continue doing his negative actions. So that's we should be very, very careful with the theory of Shinran-taran.
간제 다 대마트가 말이면 다 요말 나고요 말이지. 요요데 다 나도 나나지 요 말이 같아.
So, in those stanzas mentioned a lot, there's a not truly exist, not real mean, doesn't exist. So that's exist, but doesn't exist as our projection or as our reflection, our own consciousness. So that's between. Yeah, makes sense?
이때는 가서 지금 소소리 지금 저거라고 쇼마이나. 거는 눈이 그 저거는 저대나. 그 걔는 마시 봐 그거 저거셔는 말. something 마로 저거 군다 토포셔 저거. 마로 토포 군다 저거셔. 남들 좋았어.
Yeah, for example, if we got an enemy or few enemy, that doesn't mean the enemy inherently exists or exists with himself. If it's inherently exists, the enemy should be always an enemy from his birth to his death or his disappearance. Should always be enemy. But in fact, just within a certain occasion, you don't like him or he acts like your enemy.
Okay. Well, then that's one. I'm 50.
And now, when we try to do close contemplation on voidness,
How can we have even a feeling of conventional truth at the very same time? Yet what can there be that has true self-existence? And what can there be that lacks relative truth? How can anyone anywhere believe in such things?
Not difficult. No, we don't have anything. But today, that kanji 따지진 다니 근데 덴바 마트나 메가고 많이 베가다 덴바 마트나 메도고를 살려서 대야 많이 봐 얘나 덴바 쪽고 살려서 대니까 많이 베가다 삼바식까지 전에다 삼바당 대고를 들어.
Yes, that's shows to contemplate between truly exist or exist. I mean, conventional truth and alternative truth. This part is a little bit difficult.
다 같이 맞지. 다 그때나 나나나도 휴지고 시간제 말이 시간 더 왔는지 다 대기랑 내 기회에서 하고.
So that's try to teach you or try to advise you not always think of I. Try to reduce your self-cherishing attitudes.
Okay, then next one.
Yeah. Just as objects of voidness are non-self-existent, the voidness of objects itself is the same. The shunning of vice and the practice of virtue are likewise devoid of all mental constructions, that their independent self-contained acts. In fact, on the whole, they are lacking completely all mental projections and all preconceptions. Thus, if we can focus our clear concentration on voidness without our mind wandering astray, then truly we will come to be wondrous beings with a deep understanding of the most profound void.
근데 이제 다 나도 예당 예체당 다 동아다 동아 녀와보다 아니 개와다 개들한테 가려나 다 라지 마트바레스 라지 마트베 나네 다 수수로테 가래 샤타와이나 마트바 로라 샤뱅나니 데리로 수수 다 때문에 데타와이나 다 야보레서 그러 저다 비념을 상거.
So that's shows the suffering or the person who experiences the suffering or happiness or person who experiences the happiness are not inherently exist. So you have to, it's very important to contemplate or meditate on this not inherently existence. So that would be very useful for you to contemplate. Yeah.
다 도마니 콜라지 삼로지 따와이나 다 손으로 도는 거 사거리 해서 또 봐야 된다. 도마니 콜라 삼로 도는 또 봐야 된다. 또 배워서 사고 있어.
So that shows even you only get some small understanding of the Shunyata or small understanding of the interdependent origination, that would help you to collect a lot of merits. It's really powerful to think about even only the theory of the Shunyata.
And I'm last one.
By practicing this way, the two Bodhisattvas of the ultimate and conventional truth, and thus by completing without interference collections of insight and merit as well, may all of us quickly attain full enlightenment, granting what we want, and all of us have wished for.
다 네가 아니 된다면서 그도서지나 아니 semje 탐주게도 상제 통도지 이로텔라 그도서지라고.
In this stanza, conventional bodhicitta means your strong wish, the strong aspiration to wish that all sentient beings are free from suffering and to gain happiness. That's the conventional bodhicitta.
아니 된다면 샤주스나 샤선 파베지 돈이 또 그러더라.
Yes, so the ultimate truth or bodhicitta means the wisdom within the bodhisattvas who gain direct realization of Shunyata or interdependent origination.
다 되니 냠내 담발라 되니 손은 되시고 쏴 그러더라고.
So by practicing these two, so it's to collect merits of collect these two, method and wisdom, and then you would collect a lot of merits and eventually to achieve the Buddhahood.
된지고 쏘는 거초 되게 잡아라 때네 아니 너가 센터리 또 상지 고바 도야겠다 제로가 쇼 세로다 뭐는 그런데.
Yes, so that's very much. It's a dedication too. So that's all my merits collected by practicing to wisdom and method to release all sentient beings suffering from a cyclic existence.
And I'm finished.
Should we read the epilogue? The wheel of sharp weapons
Effectively striking the heart of the foe was composed by the great yogi Dharmarakshita
in his
retreat in the jungle where many fierce animals prey.
Was this great yogi the possessor of vast scriptural knowledge, the full powers of logic and deep profound insight as written here, is the essence of the teachings of all his holy gurus. He always practiced in accordance with this essence in his fearsome jungle retreat during the degenerate age in which he lived.
Among his many disciples, Dharmarakshita transmitted his teachings to Atisha, and Atisha practiced them wherever he traveled in order to tame those who were most wild. When Atisha developed true insight into the two Bodhisattvas through these teachings, he composed the following. I went through much hardship, abandoning royalty, but by collecting much virtuous merit, I met my true Guru Dharmarakshita. By showing me the supreme nectar by teachings, he has granted me sovereignty over my mind, so that now I attain all forceful opponents, having memorized fully the words they taught. Although I don't favor a partisan viewpoint, whenever I study various teachings, I always make efforts to broaden my wisdom, to see boundless wonders in every tradition. Yet I have to admit that these teachings especially have been of great help in this age of decay. From among his many unimaginable great disciples in both India and Tibet, Atisha transmitted these teachings to Kadampa, who had been prophesied to be his most fitting disciple by many of Atisha's meditational deities such as Tara. Atisha transmitted these teachings from Kadampa in order to pacify the minds of his disciples of remote Tibet who were difficult to tame.
Okay? Anyway, we are complete finish. I'm very happy to organize this. Also, you try to prepare yourself.
Yes, your preparation was very good.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy. Then today whatever we did, couple days, in the 2 days, whatever we do practice, I'll give you a little bit
Yeah, my rough explanation, brief explanation. If we touch the difficult parts, it's not only you guys, myself too, find it a little bit difficult to explain the tough parts. So I try to explain in very simple ways so that we could hope this will be helpful for us. So by studying this book, I believe we already collect a lot of merits. But in future, to put into practice or not is entirely up to you guys. Try to read this textbook as much as possible. That's very important. Yeah, because especially in this Sagadawa, holy month, so if we do listening teachings, and this will be quite a lot of merits. Even though we had a little bit hard time with our legs, sitting as a cross-leg position, we got a little pain. So we should dedicate all these merits we collected within this couple of days and to wish world peace or well-being of other essential beings. Doesn't matter all these fellows related to you or not, but you should have a strong wish to all those sentient beings to be eliminate their suffering and eventually to achieve Buddhahood. So wish all these sentient beings with the consciousness means alive with consciousness. May this consciousness become clear and clear and then to study Dharma and practice Dharma and eventually to become Buddhahood. So we dedicate these merits to wish all those great teachers, such as His Holiness Dalai Lama, and may wish all our gurus to be a long life, to live long. Especially for the special spiritual director of FPMT, Lama Subarmache, who is now manifesting sickness to us. We have to wish him quickly recover from his sickness to guide us, not only this lifetime, maybe wish for guide us in the future lifetimes too. So these those holy people, important spiritual guides, even though they stay in this global, one day they would do a tremendous or immense help or support to us.
Okay. Then also I would like to say, here over this available and Amy, if you guys also study with her, honor her. She has a good heart. She can teach you well. And you get a good opportunity to study, continue more, again and again. Also, you are very volunteers. I don't need to say one by one to them, but everybody really work hard. Milarepa Center
So make this family very warm. Milarepa family very warm.
Usually I come here, remember 2004, I think I first come here. I really
Yeah, I've been here for a couple of times, and I had some really experience from beginning to now. Yeah.
But they have some more experience. Anyway,
Due to you guys have been working really hard, so Milarepa Center become better and better. So I request all guys continue doing the good work and make Milarepa Center even more better. Thank you. So I wish my words would benefit you to do the further practice. If there's something sensible, but please take it. If it doesn't make any sense, just leave it at this. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So okay. Yeah, I just need to find where it is. Foundation of all the qualities is in this case.
Yeah.
It's on page 139. Okay. So we'll start on page Thanksgiving Mandala Offering, so page 91, and requests for the Lama to remain long. So 90 and 91 in my text, at the prayers at the conclusion of the teaching section.
137. Are you reading all the qualities?
We're going to do Mandala Offering first,
Okay. Yeah.
and then all the qualities after that.
Okay, and that's on 137 for the new ones.
Okay, so starting with the short Mandala Offering, request for the Lama to remain long. Sashim Bhagir Drushim Betokam Viram Lingshin Hidekam Padi Sangye Shindu Mite Uwayi Yogun Namlakshin Lachivasho Jetsun Mame Kutse Ratenshin Nakachin Le Chokyo Keplatam Osam Tempe Komes Asunki Joe Munsa Patu Negyurshi Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. And now turn to page 137 in the new books, or 139 in the old books for Nyoten Shigyurma, Foundation of All Qualities. The foundation of all good qualities is kind and perfect pure Guru, correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious stream of this river which found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsara pleasures, the door of all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Let by pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the primordial vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so all other migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train the supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta but don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two things is to keep the pure vows of Maya. As I become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows as pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sections, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice and have long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all argument and hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the sages and paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara.
So we'll continue with long life prayers, beginning with short long life prayer for His Holiness Dalai Lama. It's on page 92 of the old book.
273 is new.
Nangri
Rawe Kove Shingandir Pendan Dewa Balu Jungwene Chere Zingwang Tenzin Gyatsoyi Shape Site Badu Tengyuji.
Continuing with, I believe, on the next page, or 275 in the new old books, the extensive long life prayer for Lama Zopa. Jaya, all-conquering goddess, whose lunar-like face changes with our changing fates, the faintest cooling ray of whose mantra name allays the fiery pain of our life's final end. Rainmaker adept who brings forth life's rain, hear now grant the greatest of gifts, victorious goddess, grant life without end. Hear our prayers, O Lama, whom we revere, you who bear the name, he who fearlessly holds the living essence of the pure, paradigmatic doctrine of the victors, of he alone adornment of the earth, of he a guide to sublime liberation, the spirit of peace. Precious treasure of precise and subtle reasoning, golden laser light of bright unerring wisdom, clarifying without confusion the two truths amongst the multiplicity of things. Lama remaining immutely among us, a radiant Dharma sun, skilled in sprinkling the waters of healing, fulfilling needs, benefiting all. A laughing smile revealing pearls of skill, humility, and constancy. A deep milky sea of a liquid moon of morality. Lama remaining immutably amongst us, one supremely worthy of veneration. The moon of your Mahayana mind, ringed round by the fear-pulling canter of unsullied, unsurpassed resolve, brilliantly swirls to the bounds of space. Unbounded seas of the happiness of now and the bliss of always. Lama remaining immutably amongst us, a good moon guiding our way. Your teachings are vast spraying rivers of celestial nectars. Your dialectics are invincible cutting Vajra weapon. Your writings thousand petal lotuses unfolding your glory. Lama remaining immutably amongst us, the garden of pious knowledge. By the might of seas of spiritual masters, deities, and doctrine protectors, by the power of profound within and arising in the unvarying emptiness of all that appears, may all the hopes of our prayers never cease, be spontaneously fulfilled. Turning to dedication prayers, page 91 in the old book. Prayers at the conclusion of teachings. 235.
You do the merits?
Yeah.
235.
Due to the merits of these virtuous
actions, may I quickly attain the state of
Buddha, and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel Bodhisattva that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. And we'll end with Miksema. And I believe if people want to make offerings, they can do while we do the Miksema.
I just want to say, Geshe, we are so grateful to you on behalf of Milarepa Center. We're so grateful for you to come and teach us, and we ask that you come back and teach on tenets, perhaps Foundation Good Qualities, Lamrim, anything that you think would benefit us. All of it, okay? Geshe, that means you have many, many times to come back, and please, 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 please come back to us.
I will come back.
Thank you.
This is my summer place.
So